Hey, Coach, how you doing? This is your fourth game, the fourth season of the Commissioner's Cup. Just your thoughts on it. Is it everything that you thought it would be? Is it working?
Is it working? I think it's an amazing thing for our commissioner to have this for our players, to have an ability to make some money and play for some special causes. The time that we were a part of it in the game, I thought that, we were very excited about the potential to, for some players that was life changing. And so, the camaraderie, or sorry, the amount of strategy behind it during these games is important. Sometimes in the games you think about it, and sometimes it's a matter of where your mindset and where your team is, during that game and playing the rules of that. But at the end of the day, these games are also season games, and they count. So I think that's always top of mind as well.
Yeah, just having played in this league before the Cup and having coached in this league before the Cup, are you sensing any difference in these games? I'm just thinking about that last game that you played against Many. Like, it did feel like a playoff game, and I'm wondering, are you feeling like any more heightened,
Yeah, I don't think that was because of the Commissioner Cup only. I think that's probably added incentive, but at the end of the day, I think our league is full of women who want to compete at a high level, night in, night out, and this season in particular, every team is tough. There's a lot of talent in this league, and I think that's what it is. And then again, Commissioner Cup in your mind, but I think that's just hoopers wanting a hoop.
And then just as you reviewed that game against the Lynx, just what sort of stood out to you? Just obviously after the game, we talked a lot about the physicality of that game. And did you like your team's response to that?
Yeah, I mean, we know that the Lynx are physical. We are can be physical as well in the way that we play. We're well aware that we can't score 11 and 12 points in a second half and win games. So just without a lot of practice time, watching video, trying to learn from that and grow from that and be better in our system as it relates to offense. But, in the previous games, what sustained us was our defense and even that was a little shaky. Our scout defense and coverages were not on point. Our communication was not on point. So I think that's the biggest lesson that we learned, to make sure that throughout the physicality and the competition that's going to occur within the course of a game, you got to stick with your guns and stick with your system.
I'm wondering, 11 games in, I'm sure you're still continuing to find, I guess, the soul or the identity of this team. But how would you describe what you think the identity of the team is at this point? And when you guys are going well, what are the things that are really clicking for you guys as a group?
Yeah. Blue collar, work hard, hang our hat on defense first and foremost right now. First 11 games, I think this team has really bought into the defensive side of the basketball. Just like life and just like this league, certain things are pretty fluid. But as it relates to an identity, I think we talked about being disciplined. We talked about being competitive, and those are two things that we've been focusing on, and I think that we're doing that at a high level. What was the second part of your question? Yeah. When we're going well, I think there's synergy between our offense and our defense. So we're getting deflections, we're disruptive, we're getting steals, we're finishing off plays with rebounds, we're playing with pace, we're playing in transition, sharing the ball, playing efficient.
As far as the strategy you mentioned, how do you sort of balance, I think, 4 games in 7 nights and trying to make sure you get players rest along with point differential mattering here, and like every possession could end up counting?
Exactly. I mean, at the beginning of this week, at the beginning of the Commissioner Cup, heading into it, I talked about a lot. Every possession is valuable. Every possession matters. And then you have to coach the game and play the game. And sometimes You know, like a couple of games ago, kind of left our starters in to get those points because we knew how important it is. And then the other day took them out because at that point the game was out of reach, but also trying to put points on the board still, but making sure that we're smart with what we do. I haven't bothered the team with telling them about where we are with the points, where we are with record, where we are. I think our focus today is getting back on track, making sure that we're locked in to the details of the game. And then maybe after the game, you know, I'll give them some more details about it. But today I didn't really talk Commissioner Cup as much. And yesterday I didn't as well.
Coach, staying with the game today, obviously the Sparks have some young, exciting bigs. What are you looking for from Nneka and Ezi just to establish early on?
Their physicality and utilizing, you know, our experience to kind of neutralize the things that they do. They have a lot of talent on that team, despite being young and new. I think that they play very hard. I think that Hamby, you know, she's at all-star level. She will be an all-star. She should be. The things that she's doing early on in the season, she's doing everything, shooting the three at a high clip and all those things. So just, you know, Ezi and Nneka being smart with their approach. This team thrives in getting to the free throw line. So as they're defending those bigs, making sure we're solid, we're walling up, where our verticality is on point. And then I'll say this again, they have to guard us as well. So using, you know, our experience, our system, our space, and how we play to attack them on the other side.
Even if you're not bringing it up, do you think the players know about the opportunity? Some of the standings.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that they know. I'm sure that they understand. You know, at the end of the day, we're in the mix. And, you know, we still have an opportunity to play in that game. And I know that they're well aware of it. And sometimes, you know, things, you know, what's understood doesn't have to be talked about or mentioned. And I think that's where we are as a group.
Obviously, you've seen her every day with your team. Is it still kind of weird to see LA without Nneka?
No, she looks great in green. Yeah.